Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark are all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Ambrose stared at the corpse, cracked and stone-like. They were in the garden of the new keep. Truth be told, it was more of a forest. Every monarch since Ambrose I brought back a sapling from the lands they had conquered. Each one had the name of their home region carved into their trunks by the respective conquerors with Mother's mercy. The Septon of Snow was giving a eulogy to the man, the prince. Ambrose heard none of it. Instead, all he heard was a continuous ring. Mina, his grandmother, wept bitter tears, joining the cacophony of mourners present as their cries flew past Ambrose. Soon, though, the forlorn cries were silenced by the tolling of a bell. A silent sister approached the body and with care placed 2 stones on the eyes of the deceased. The stones had been painted by Lister's widow, who had not been allowed at the ceremony. Neither was her grandfather permitted, the Lord Yorick, as the court became most shocked to hear that the woman had wed again. Not 6 weeks after the passing of her husband, she was betrothed to be wed to the cousin of the High Oak, Axel High Oak. Lord Yorick had been sent back to Mistlewood, his whore, as Florian called her, in tow with him. Ambrose continued to stare at the corpse he felt he had put there. A single tear cascaded slowly down his cheek. He dropped his head, his long black locks covering his eyes pendulously. It was only now that sound came back to him. He heard Mina's impassioned wails and Uncle Enger's almost begrudged sniffles. A tremor that would precede the outpour of emotion that he knew was coming and that he knew he caused. Florian stood peering down at his brother, doing his best to conceal his tears. Florian was a tall man, a good 6 feet and 3 inches. He was by far the tallest of his brothers, his head poked out from the surrounding mourners. It was impossible to conceal his grief, for even the mightiest of us are but children in the eyes of gods. For above him, the Sept of Snow loomed. Its stained glass windows cascaded a rainbow of colour onto the corpse lying on the pyre, amidst the trees. It wasn't the custom of Vandals to burn their dead, but the Grey Plague was a different matter. The Septon of Snow began to conclude his speech as he said, "It was an emperor of the freehold that said, 'Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back.'" Florian glared at the Septon as his carefree approach to death and his loss. Even Ambrose, only half listening and still fixed on the mourning of his grandmother, the Dowager Queen, bristled at the insensitive tone of the Septon. Realising his mistake, the Septon hurried to redress and said, "But I believe that to be a misnomer. We should fear that we have not accomplished. When I look upon our most distinguished prince, his valour in the Vale, the way he inspired his troops, he did so much with his life, and I look unto all of you." The Septon gestured at his family. "You all were his greatest strength. With his family at his side, he need not fear anything or any man." The Septon looked right at Ambrose when he said that. Ambrose felt his stomach turn and ran off into the thick foliage of the garden. His father shouted after him. He breathlessly ran through the wood, pushing off an oak tree from the Barrowlands. His shoulder collided with a sentinel tree from Dawn Forest. His late uncle Theon had planted it, and it had just begun to sprout posthumously. He ran and ran until he finally fell in front of the young heart tree that his namesake King Ambrose had planted. It hailed from the lands of House Bolton. On his knees Prince Ambrose screamed. Tears streamed from his eyes. He stared at the weeping face of the tree and rushed over to the nearby pool and saw his face weeping. He spoke to himself. "They say weirwoods weep blood. I don't. The blood is thick on me. Thicker than on that tree, on my hands, my uncle's blood." "Ambrose?" he heard a voice call. "Ambrose!" he heard once more. "Grandmother?" Ambrose thought as he turned to face the direction of the voice, ready for his grandmother. It wasn't in Ambrose's character to show outward emotion. Some named him cold, others named him shy, but as Mina arrived at the heart tree, she saw her heart-wrenched grandson. She ran to him, her requiem was finished. She was once more a mother and a grandmother as she rushed to console those close to her. "It's all my fault," Ambrose sobbed. "No, no, sweet boy, how could this possibly be your fault?" Mina asked rhetorically. No, it is. I was the reason Uncle Lister caught the plague, Ambrose said, stuttering and stammering through his tears. How could you possibly have done that, my sweet? Mina said, cupping Ambrose's left cheek, smiling. I broke quarantine. I went to the throne room, and the man. He caught me, the man. Mina's smile faded as she stepped away from her grandson. The clearing was eerily quiet, broken only by the sound of the boy's tears and the snapping of twigs beneath the woman's feet. What do you mean? She said with a creeping dread in her voice, not wanting to know what was to come next. The man grabbed me. He had grayscale, and Uncle Lister came and killed him, but not before he could grab him, Ambrose said, feeling the weight of this leaving him. There was a pause. The ravens in the weirwood above all scattered and cawed. Mina's eyes welled up yet again, and she spoke, her voice breaking. It is done. Let us return. She did not turn to beckon her grandson forward. They were halfway back to the funeral when Mina stopped by an elm tree from the Crone's Crossing in the Riverlands and turned to the boy. She said, Never tell your father. He can never know. The funeral had concluded without them, and Florian asked, What was that all about? Today's not about you. Keep it together, boy. The king looked clearly irked at his son's uncharacteristic outburst. It was nothing, Mina interjected. Ambrose was a world away once again, staring at his uncle's burning corpse. He pushed past his father and sat at the base of the pyre. My prince, it is not safe. The fumes, it is known that they are contagious, Maester Benfrey said, concerned. Leave him, Florian said as the rest of the gathering departed. Ambrose stayed for hours after. It was well into the night when he stood up to look at the pile of ash. Two stone eyes peered up from the charred wood, staring at him. Cold, unmoving, unblinking eyes. Goodbye, Uncle. This will shape me. You have not died in vain. You will remain with me forever. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Andalia with King Florian Sevenstar, where we have managed to finally take down the rebellions. We're finally in a moment of peace, but the Grey Plague is running riot in Andalia, and as we mentioned it, there we go, there is yet another one. Brienne Parron died of the Grey Plague. So we're trying to just live that out at the moment. We need to get ourselves out of debt. We need to let that fizzle out, hopefully not killing anyone too important, and then we can hopefully try and take the rest of the north, and then we're going to have to do something about the south, aren't we? But we're not in a financial position or a military power position right now to even attempt that, because they will crush us. So we need to get our own house in order first before we can do that. I believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspiratorial factions. If the proper leverage is obtained, how do you wish to proceed? Lady Corbury, we will ask politely for now, and we'll see if she's willing to go for that. On the subject of Lady Corbury, we still have the High Lordship of the Fingers to give away. I'm not really sure what to do with it. It doesn't feel right giving it anyone else but the Corburys, but we can't go and give it the Corburys again. Not after everything they've done over in recent years. Who's she married to? Turnbridge. Okay, interesting. Honoured High King, do not speak to me of obligations and duties. I may be your vassal, but that does not make me your slave. Okay, well, we definitely won't be giving it to the Corburys. So the other options we have the Brightstones of Sunrise Keep. We have the Parents of Middlelaw Point. We have House Anvil of the Smith's Forge. House Shycross of the Dragon's Den. And House Rosby of the Pebble. They may be an option, House Rosby, but also House Anvil have been around for a long time. I don't think they've ever once stepped out of line. So, yeah, let's go for House Anvil. We'll grant you the High Lordship of the Fit. That comes with it as well, apparently. No idea why that would come with it. Unless he has a castle in that land, Lord Corbury, maybe. Maybe Lady Corbury has a castle. Or somebody else has a castle in that land, or one of them have. So that doesn't make sense why that would go. One of these must have land there, surely. That's the only reason why that would go there. Not really sure what that's about. Let's have a look again. If we were to grant it to you, would it do the same? High Lordship with the thing? Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Why is that going That's not normally part of the High Lordship of the Fingers. There must be a castle or something there. But yeah, we'll give it to House Anvil. I think they're about the best option there. The Lord doesn't look too scary or anything like that. It looks like we shouldn't have any trouble from him. We've also got the High Lordship of Tumblestone to give away. We'll look into that. Right, so High Lordship of the Fingers, including the lower titles, send. Yeah, it must just be a castle that's there. So that's sorted. Lord Harbit of the Trident decided to exile Wendell Thornton. It's not really overly interesting to us. And Pera Longthorpe died of the Grey Plague. So it's taking place in the Riverlands, it would seem, as well. Right, so we've got the High Lordship of Tumblestone, which is the one, that is the High Lordship I think it is, isn't it? Let's have a look. Let me just double check. High Lordship, yes it is this one. So we'll give that to House Turnbridge instead now. So we will grant the landed title High Lordship of Tumblestone to House Turnbridge. There we go. Did it say that we had another one to give away? I don't think we did. Lordship of the Eyrie, Lordship of Sevensport, High Lordship of the Giant's Lance, High Lordship of Old Andalia. Yes, we don't have anything else to give away. That's fine. Right, we do have some minor titles that we need to give away. I'm just guessing it's going to be more than likely just commanders. That's normally the case. Yes, we've got an open slot for a new commander. I don't know if we've even got anyone any decent. Oh, it looks like a 7-star has just started the Grey Plague. We have Adam Redguard, who's pretty good. The Turnbridge Lords, actually. He's a poor fighter. He's a heavy infantry leader and a skilled commander. Adam Redguard is always a brilliant commander, flat terrain expert, and an organizer. Yes, we'll go for you. Marit, 7-star, a blue star again. It seems like a lot of them are dying over there. Lord Goss of Oldcastle has inherited Lordship of Oldcastle. Wow, another bloom has died. There's not many male blooms left, as Adron has died of poor health. So he's killed his nephew, I'm guessing, and didn't live long afterwards. That means we do need a new Master of Coin, yet again. Lord Treasurer, do we have anyone? Your prisoner, Roland Royce, has requested an audience with you. Upon meeting him before the court, you hear he is offering to pay the ransom for his release personally. Are you in house arrest? Yes, you are. Then, no, you should stay in my custody. I want to send you to the wall, but for some reason it's not allowing that. Right, who have we got for treasurers? Murbold Rack, and that is it. I just don't trust him. Harif Rack, I like. Murbold Rack, this guy, I'm not sure about this guy, or I'm not sure I want him in and around our court. Upon his death, Theomore has cashed his shares out of the bank. Do you know what? We're going to have to then look throughout our realm for the best steward. We've got Harry and Steelheart. I'm not sure where he's gone to yet again. He was in our court, so is he not in our court anymore? No, he is not. Is there anyone else? Jonko Lancer, she's pretty good. Samuel Blackwood is also pretty decent. Obviously Engar, but currently already our Hand of the King. Going to have to be one of these top options then, but until we can send them gifts, we can't invite any of them to court, so we're going to have to wait. In the meantime, then, we're just going to have to go with Walton Fenn. Keep him on side, more on New Lord. He can collect taxes in Sevensport for now, until we can get a better option. More special minor titles. Another commander. Let's have a look. Lord Mudd. Guy Mudd is pretty impressive. Owen Cassell died of the Grey Plague. Harsley adopts a very authoritative tone of voice with everyone, including his elders and you. Good to see Harsley act like the noble and not gains a trait authoritative or shine. No. Oh, he might not get anything, but he could get wrath. He could get proud, and he definitely gets authoritative. So that's good. Let's have a look what he did. He's still wounded. Authoritative, stubborn, zealous, knight, fashionable, poor fighter, brooding. Okay, he's getting quite a bit. We do need to arrange a marriage for him now that he's old enough. Is there anybody decent? We do have our bastard daughter, but he's already got 7-star blood, so we'll go for a different option instead. Search our realm. Gender, female, married, no. Age, he's only 14, just of age to find a bride, so let's have a look what we've got for him. We've got a Waynwood, we've got a Green Star, Turnbull, a Mallister. Mallister might not be too bad. An Oxter, a Crownless. A Rosby, a Hardsteel. Hardsteel was their vassal. She's got weak, though. And so that would have been a good one. Riella Dirt. Cass Firehand, but she's a bastard. A Dondarian. A Flax. A Lancer. A Lancer might not be a bad option. Let's go for that. A Range, a Betrothal between her and Harsley Seymour. Send. Ambrose, of course, was wed in the last episode, so we've not got to worry about that. Is our manpower at least improving? Yes, it is slowly going up. If we can get ourselves out of debt, that will make people happy as well. It's just because of those long wars, which has made people haters. Lord Ryman of Wickeden used out the High Lordship of Wickeden from Master Eldred of Wickeden. Lord Ryman Templeton. Okay, well that is interesting. The Templetons have took back over. Hi, King Florian. After listening to the advice of a group of bannermen. Okay. So, does that mean that the Redstones have been usurped altogether? 9 stars. That's a different Templeton. Templeton. Yeah, who are you? Who even are you? Who've just taken the Redstone lands? Let's have a look. Castle of Wickeden. Claimants. House Redstone. Allard Redstone. He does have a son. Right, we'll make you important. I want to get the Redstone. I don't want the Templetons raising again. Do not trust the Templetons one bit. We've got another Redstone here as well. We invite you to court. No, not interested. We'll make you important. Oh, you already are important. Maybe one of them are the Lord of the Sisters, of course. Your Grace, for too long, Perican Gardner has occupied my rightful seat, and I will stop at nothing to take it from him. I humbly ask you to provide me with coin, so I may hire an army to achieve this. Sir Robert Flowers. If he was an actual gardener, I would have done that, but I don't want to mess up even more border gore and such. But it would have been good to do that just to cause conflict, and Lucas Viperin has died of the Grey Plague. Let's have a look how the Grey Plague is currently spreading. Wow. Hasn't gone any further north, hasn't gone any further west. The White Star is still somehow managing to avoid it. The Vale also still managing to avoid it. But it's running riot in the Riverlands and Old Andalia, which is not great to see. Hopefully it will pass soon. Florian Sevenstar is now known as the Eagle. Interesting name, okay. At least we've finally got a nickname. Wow, well, we've got another 10,000 levies that have managed to improve, so that's good. As long as our army keeps on improving. Happy to see that. We are out of debt as well now. Upon his death, Pate has cashed out his shareholding in the Bank of the Crown. The North would be an easy target. How much manpower have they got? We may be able to go to war with 5,000. We could probably go to war with them with only sending the Grey Stark and the Firehand host and the Stark host to take that land. I don't know which bit we would take next if we were to declare war on him. Press all claims, which can declare with several strong claims. Lordship of Stony Shore. Yeah, we take all of this land here, I think. I may just do that. Or we can claim Sea Dragon Point, Stony Shore. Yeah, press all claims. I think we've got claims on all of this, so let's go ahead and do that, because it should be easy enough to do. Press all claims. Send. They will surely honour their obligations. We shouldn't need to send in too much manpower. I believe our Stark force, 1,300. Ouch, that's not as much as I was expecting. Firehand host, 7,000. Wow, that's improved. Our own Riswell host. And our Grey Stark host. Wow, 10,000. The Grey Starks have improved their numbers massively, it would seem. Let's join the two Stark hosts, Grey Stark and Stark, in Winterfell, and we'll join the Riswell and Firehands there. I think that'll probably be enough manpower. We'll get Brandon Stark leading this host, the Firehand host, Adam Redguard, and we'll go for Bow and Riswell, considering we're actually in those Riswell lands, and for this one we'll go for Brandon Stark and Danes Royce. There we go. Just to take these lands should be Pretty simple. Let's get the Firehand host there. Get the Greystock host there. Yeah, we'll be able to take this land pretty easily. It doesn't look like much of the rest of the north has joined it. Skagos is independent, it would seem, which is interesting. Gilbert of Crabshaw died a natural death. Nothing of too much importance. Just wait for our hosts to get together. Yeah, we're not going to need any more manpower than that. We can just call upon most northern regions. The Firehands will enjoy that, pillaging some first men, I'm sure. So, yeah, we'll leave them to it. The Starks taking land that rightfully used to be theirs, along with the Greystarks. Love seeing the sigils of the two opposite Starks there. Looks really good. Lady Perra of Blackrush has inherited city of Fairmarket from Commander Alton of Fairmarket. Okay. Don't think there's much we can do, really, other than opening the gates, intrigue-wise. Still not sure why we can't... Are you in House Arrest as well? You should all be in House Arrest. Still don't know why we can't send Roland to the Night's Watch. Ah, now we can banish him to the Night's Watch. It might have been because we had no gold. There we go, that's better. Who have we got here? Willis, Reed. Can we banish you to the Night's Watch as well? There we go. Gets rid of those prisoners. Lady Corbury, we of course can't. So, we could ransom her... But 70 gold. Yes, we'll do that because she won't be a problem because she's not actually under our control anymore. She's now under the control of Lord Hunter, so that will probably help, to be honest. Get rid of her, take the 70 gold, pays for the others to go to the Night's Watch. Keeps us above that debt threshold as well, which is a bit worrying. Right, let's just wait for our troops now to join. And Gilbert Crescent died of the Grey Plague. Does that mean that it's now made its way that far north, or is it the Crescent's down south? Oh, it is disappearing, though, around the crossing and the Mudland, so hopefully it's starting to fizzle out now that everyone's shut their gates. And fate smiles upon me. My wife Marjorie is pregnant yet again. Awesome. She's accepted her ransom. Not sure what we're going to go with for a name for our next child. I seem to be going for names of warriors so far, with Florian being such a great warrior. So, of course, we've got an Ambrose, we've got an Engar, we've got a Cairo, we've got a Pia. I'll try and think of another 7-star who's been a great warrior. Maybe a Lister. Or we could even go for names of people who weren't 7 stars, and we could go for members of other great houses. We'll see as we go along. Okay, let's merge this 8,000 hosts together, and we'll march that straight onto the capital. Lord Moribald the Unworthy has inherited the lordship of the Black Sheep Hills from Lord Warren of the Black Sheep Hills. Okay, so he died comatose in bed at the age of 69 without having any children whatsoever. Upon his death, Benjamin has cashed out his shareholdings of the Bank of the Crown. Just a randomer, okay. I'm still waiting for the Greystock host to make its slow march westward through those rugged lands. I believe that we are probably in winter as well, aren't we? So that's probably not helping the march. Ellen Seymour died of depression. Okay. Lots of people die of depression, don't they, in CK2? Lady Cynthia for Mountain and Vale, Sir Benfrey for Andalia, Benfrey Snow, and Crown Loyalists, which we have Lord Theobald of the Fingers and Lord Danes of Runestone. So those two new lords are both now loyalists, which is great. Theobald Salzar died of cancer. We really need to get the Salzars back in their land. Someone of Whitford Town was beheaded on the orders of Lady Josso. Ah, that's the one who was rebelling in the last episode, wasn't it? So that's good. Theomore Greystark attempted to imprison Bernard Lake and has succeeded. So we'll see what happens there. Greystarks are amassing an interesting amount of power late. Oh, nice. We can literally assault the walls of the Riswell capital. And the siege of Blackpool has ended in victory. Melantha Mouton died of natural death, and Clay Mullen died of the Grey Plague. But at least the capital's under control. Let's march there. Lord Cotter of the Seastone Isles inherited Lordship of Shatterstone. Doesn't really interest us at all anymore. Every time my son Ambrose meets a stranger, he looks like he might faint. The lad is a bit shy. Shyness can be a curse, cure by the birch. Shyness is a terrible curse. I'll talk with him. He could gain the trait Gregorous. Pray that the 7 will provide strength. Let's go for that one. If he can get Gregorous, that would be pretty good. Looks like it may not have happened. No, he's still shy. That's a shame. But I did notice that Horsley Seymour now has his adult picture. Very nice. The future heir of Willowwood. And at the age, Lord Wilbert Richards of the Farthersfield died from an infected wound. Lady Genoa of the Farthersfield now rules there. We've had a lot of Richards die of late, haven't we? Come on, Greystar Army. By the time you get here, there'll be no point marching. Lord Paramount Armand of the Torrentine has declared the Torrentine most devout de jour war over the Stoneway on High Septon III. Yeah, for some reason, I noticed, I forgot to mention that, the High Septon has his own lands now, the most devout, which is pretty interesting. Patrick Upcliffe died under suspicious circumstances. Battle of Reaver's Watch was a victory. Probably going to be pretty easy to siege down, to be honest. Harlord War for the claim of the Ironliners has ended. Lord Harlord, okay. Let's march these 13,000 men into the Wolfswood just to start getting something under control. 1,300, sorry, not 13,000. Should be able to assault this soon. My son Ambrose hardly eats anything for fear of turning fat. Temperance is a virtue. Hold up Ambrose as an example for the court. Thank the smith for Ambrose's virtues. Gains the trait. Could claim. Yeah, temperance not a bad trait. And he gains 1 stewardship for it. Okay, we'll go with that. Can we assault here yet? Not yet. Another death for the Grey Plague. Your Grace, High King Florian, the most devout, is under attack from the Torrentine. No, I'm not getting involved, I'm afraid. Lord Lucas of Blackwood has inherited High Lordship of Blackwood. He's got the flu, but his father has died of the Grey Plague. My goodness, there's going to be a lot of houses flirting with extinction after the end of this war. That's for sure. Let's assault this castle, get it underway. There we go. And now we just need to march up to Sea Dragon Point, and all those lands are under siege. Lord Haroff has voted for limited realm authority in the Iron Islands. That doesn't concern us. Lord Belgrave of Scorched Vale has declared Scorched Vale War for Arthur's claim on the Mother's Embrace. Who is Arthur? Is it a member of your family? I've got no idea. Can we command you to end that war, please? And he has, of course, obeyed. Perfect. We could be doing without that, please. And our money's gone up like to 200 gold already. Jeremy Viprin died of the plague. Again, another one. And Royce Steelheart died of the Grey Plague as well. This is hitting harder than the Great Sickness did. Lord Winton Firehand has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in the aid of Andalia. We could offer him an heirloom. Have we got any heirlooms? Because I've not really got 91 gold. Yeah, we can afford 91 gold. We'll do that. I didn't know if it'd be more than that. I know when we did Enga Seymour in the last episode, it was a hell of a lot more than that. At least we'll finally almost be touching Bear Island, which we've owned for some time. Marlon Lancer died of the Grey Plague. And we've managed to take another part of land with us, which is good. Can we march north and meet the Riswell Northern Host? By destroying that, hopefully that will win us the war. Let's attack Sea Dragon Point as well, and then we can march on to Deepwood Motte. Mistress Drolla, except Lord Paramount Edmund of the Claw's Peace Offer, doesn't really concern us, does it? Sea Dragon Point is now under siege. Let's march on to Deepwood Motte. Hopefully crushing that Riswell Host will do us a great bit of damage. I believe one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with Kisru's faction if the proper leverage is obtained. As polite. She shouldn't be our vassal anymore. She should be part of this. Let's transfer vassalage of Lady Bloom. Send. There you go. Now she's no longer our problem. We won't have to deal with her anymore. Perfect. I might transfer some other vassalages down south as well, just so we don't have as many vassals. It will make some of our vassals more powerful, but it'll give us less problems if we can keep certain ones on side. Hopefully we are going to trap this host before it can escape. And Brandon Stark will crush that host, hopefully. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely smash that host. Will that give us a decent amount of war score after destroying most of the Riswell host? And a daughter was born to High King Florian the Eagle and Queen Marjorie of Andalia, named Barbara. And she's got a twin. Okay, which is another daughter. Twins? Is that the first 7-star twins? It very much could be. Well, I did say I wanted to name them after warriors, but that's probably not going to be the case now, is it? So, let's have a look. Name after a random ancestor. An Alice. Have we got an Alice? Yeah, we've got a Pier and a Kyra. A Jonquil. We've not had a Jonquil yet. A Shara. Do you know what? We was going to go for a Violet, wasn't we, before? I think we've only had the one via... Have we only had one Violet? What other names have we got? Yeah, Violet. Violet 7-star. And let's name you after another ancestor. Who else haven't we had? We've obviously got a Kyra already. What's... Lyanna, after a queen. Yes, we've only had the one. Lyanna? There we go. Lyanna, 7-star. Twin daughters, nice. Host has declared Conquest of Cape Wrath. Oh, wow. Okay, so a Dragon Rider is attacking the Lannisters. Now, that is interesting. Betrothed can marry. Yes, send. Perfect. She'll be arriving at our court shortly, then, I imagine. And there's more civil war going on in the Iron Islands. I think, yeah, once we take these lands here, this will end the war. It should do anyway. Lord Ben of the Black Sheep Hills. So the Lancers have gone back to owning land there, which is interesting. Lord Robert Flowers has declared Lord Robert's claim on the Reach War. Okay. Oh, so he is Gardener. He's just a bastard. Okay, but that keeps things interesting down. Okay, so he's in our land, apparently. Life in seclusion isn't so bad. After finishing a hearty breakfast, you belch contentedly and remark upon your foresightness, ensuring Sevensport larders were fully stocked. Blah, 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 blah. It's the same normal one, isn't it? Yeah, it's like the food's getting pretty low. Does that mean that the pandemic's left? Yes. The epidemic has left our shores now. We'll wait just until it's left. I think it was in Maiden's Gate there, wasn't it? We'll wait a little bit longer before we decide to do that. Let's just siege down the Wolfswood, and that should... Wow, Deepwood Motte is very well defended. We're not going to be able to... Well, we will be able to catch some of that host, that's fine. That's a huge Gardener host coming from here. Lord Theobald of the Fingers has formed an alliance with Lord Harbert of the Trident. Interesting. Let's leave that Riswell host instead and march on to Deepwood Motte. Get Deepwood Motte under siege. That will win us the war. You've searched Sevensport from top to bottom. I've come to realise there are no pickled boar heads left. Not only that, but all of the food stocks are nearing exhaustion. I think it's time that we open the gates then. The Grey Plague is finally gone. Lord Lingrave died of severe stress. Okay. 16,000 men here in Deepwood Motte, which is a level 9 fortress. It's actually pretty strong, so it's going to be hard to try and siege that down. Did I just disband my host by accident? Bollocks. Oops. Let's just call up the Stark host yet again, then 3,000 strong. I don't know how I just managed to do that. And the Firehand host. Let's march together to there. One child lacking a focus, Prince Engar, who's... Wow, he's coming along very nicely. Oh, I have no idea what we go for with him. Duty, thrift, fate... Oh, let's go for Juta. Another child lacking a focus, Princess Maya of Andalia. Who's this? Our niece. She hasn't really shown any... thinking anything yet, has she? So... Faith, why not? Lord Marwyn of the Lunar Woods died of poor health. Who is his new heir? A young girl. Wow, so the Crescents are also not in great shape. A lot of families left in really bad shape after this plague, which is not good to see, but it is what it is. Lady Amara of Ninestone died of severe stress. Right, we need to end this right now. Destroy that Riswell host. Bring up the stragglers behind. That should end the war. We've got a... Well, it's not a commander. We need a King's Justice. Lord Salzard. The Salzards would love a job like that, especially back in the day. Oh, we do need 2 new bodyguards. Let's have a look what we've got. Nobody really. We're going to need to employ some new... Yeah, we're going to need to employ some new bodyguards. And with that victory, it ends the war. My young ward has finished his education in military strategy and command. It seems he has learned all the basic skills required. A dutiful commander, Sir Harsley Seymour. Nice. One child lacking an education focus. Our nephew, Eddard Snow, who has food poisoning. He's not overly impressive, is he, to be honest? He's a bastard. Diplomatic, maybe? Yeah, why not? And let's end this war. Offer peace. Enforce demands, yes. High King Florian, the Eagle, who's used at the title of Lordship of Sea Dragon Point, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right, let's have a look who we've actually got here. We have successfully seized the Lordship of Stony Shore, which I believe is this one. Who have we got rolling there? House Reaver's Watch. I quite like that. He can swear fealty to me. Blackpool is ours. Sea Dragon Point is also ours. Lord Brandon V of Winterfell has declared Lord Brandon V's claim on the North War on King Desmond the Careless. Okay, well that could be bad for us, so we want him to end that, to be honest, but we're not going to be able to get him to end that. I don't know how we're going to sort that out. That's quite annoying. Let's bring our own men home so that we can disband those, and Blackpool and Sea Dragon Point. Right, we do have some characters that need landing. We have House Brightlin, wherever they are. House Brightlin. Where are you? There's his daughter. Aha. Sir Hugo Brightlin, grant the landed title of Blackpool. Send. And did we have anyone? I'm pretty sure we had another custom character. I get mixed up. There's that many. But I'm pretty sure we had another who also does need landing at some point. The Salazars need to get their lands back, but they will get their original lands back. Belmont. Was it Belmont? It could have been Belmont. Let's just have a look if there was another one. I think it is Belmont. Edrian Belmont. Grant landed title. Lordship of Sea Dragon's Point. Send. There we go. Perfect. New Lords risen. Some of your Kinneran... Yeah, whatever, Engar. I know that was coming. It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. The wars between the great powers of Andalia have subsided for now, until the next time. The Vassals of Andalia now find you intimidating. Serene Seymour died of pneumonia. The war has ended. You wish to reappoint the old council? Yes, I do. He's going for a claim on the north, which is not good. I don't know how that will affect us. Do with getting him to end that war if we can, somehow. He's probably not going to lose the war because we've made the north so weak. We need a captain of the household guard, and we need some sworn shield bodyguard. There's literally not really anybody. We've got Harith Rack. Yeah, I trust Harith Rack. Captain of the household guard. Not quite as many amazing knights as we've had in past times, is there, to be honest? I'm not sure who we go for that. We'll go for Harith Rack. Why not? Bring our troops home. Didn't really lose too much manpower by that war, and we have managed to expand, which is good. There we go, they've returned home. Disband those units, and we'll disband those units as well. We've been invited to a tourney. Are we still wounded? Yes, we are. We probably shouldn't get involved with that then. Yeah, we won't get involved with that for now. Not until our wound is cleared. If our wound was cleared, I would have gone for it, but yeah, we'll leave that for now. And I think we'll actually... Whoa! Stuff's kicking off down south. But, yeah, I think we'll actually end the episode there as well. We've managed to expand. We've managed to get rid of the Great Plague. So we'll keep it short and sweet there. And we've actually made a lot of money as well in that episode, which is awesome. That's thank goodness. Has Ambrose yet got his adult picture? Yes, he has. And he's got the black hair of his father. He is a squire and a skilled fighter. Do you know what? Can we grant him a knighthood? Not yet, even though he's our squire. That's a shame. I was hoping to knight him young with how impressive he is, but that's interesting to see. So the black hair stays strong with House Sevenstar. Look at him with his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sisters and 1 brother. We really need another brother. But yeah, we'll end the episode there with that. Look at Ambrose. Very nice. Impressive beard for a 15-year-old. But he looks exactly like his father. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I really hope that you've enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave a like, a comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you all very soon for the next.